Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris live in Virginia. How's it going? How y'all doing out there? We'll take a look if I can see if I got this thing up and live here. Just a second. Oh, by the way, today's video is doing very well. Thank you all for that. Anybody there? Is it just me? Well, looks like there might be somebody there. Not yet. Now I can see the. That's not what I wanted. Okay, there we go. I can see it. Cool. Looks like I'm flying solo here. Who's going out though? There's two people. Hey, welcome to the program, folks. RJ, what's going on, man? Hey, what a crazy day. Donald Trump has called out South Africa. My goodness. And I've had some busy messages coming into me from all over the world on a number of issues, a number of people. Some very influential people whom I can't discuss, but it's been interesting to say the least. Very busy morning here. Well, the Bulls lost. They choked. It's all over. The Bulls are done, folks. Bulls are done. EPCR, no South African teams left. What's going on with this shirt? It's looking kind of weird here. Where am I? Okay, there we go. It's looking kind of weird. What the deal was there. So we got chat going on here. Live chat. There we go. All right. Just 4 people. Wow. What's going on? Did I have a big video and we got suppressed? Nobody's showing up now? Interesting. It says 15 now. Anyway. Oof, what a day, folks. Whoever my viewer was last night to point out that Trump had done the thing on Truth Social. Thank you so much for that, because that's turned out to be a banner video, to say the very least. Hey, Ants, what's going on, man? Good to see you there. So I did promise I would try to get back with you all, even though I'm traveling on the road. I am on the road today. So, wow, let's take a look at that video from earlier. That video is at 152,000. We got 8,004 in the last hour. Wow. Hey, yeah, thank you for your kind words. That is the most meteoric rise I've had in a video in a long time. So thank you. Mario the Greek Cypriot. Oh, wow. Never been to Cyprus. Always wanted to go. Yeah, Julius is definitely on something, Jean-Luc Gibson. He's definitely, the problem is that Julius understands domestic politics in South Africa, but he doesn't understand politics internationally, like so many other politicians in Africa. It's not just Africa, though, but a lot of African politicians just don't get the world. Is that wrong, says RJ? I don't know if that's wrong. Sounds to me like it might not be bad. But yeah, so I've got my new laptop. It's not new now. I've had it since November. To beat the tariff rush, because I knew there was going to be tariffs. So I've got my new laptop sitting here on the side, as kind of precariously pitched on this table here in this chair, as I sit here and do a live broadcast to you guys. Julius is on. Yeah, he's on some kind of Ozempic. People said he's on Ozempic. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I can't tell you. Anyway, folks, what a crazy 24 hours here. It was Friends and Family Only Friday, and Donald Trump, sure enough, came through with another one. He's questioning the G20 summit later this year, whether the U.S. should even go. He's saying, should we even go? Okay, I got to turn these notifications off here. Mute for 8 hours. There we go. All right. So, make sure I'm still getting messages here. Okay. Just hope the new resettlement program can take shape. Well, it may go faster now. Hey, Carlos, what's going on? It may very well go faster because of what's going on here. Well, that's not what I want. Okay, I got to fix this. I put it WhatsApp on this laptop. I hadn't had on it before. I need to turn off notifications. Notifications is what I want to turn off. That's what I want. Messages, calls. I don't want to get... Okay. Okay, there we go. Will I kindly answer? For media group. Okay, shave. Hang on a second here. Somebody's asked me to answer a question. I don't even know who this is. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to... What the hell's going on here? This is... I asked to answer a question, and the guy doesn't give his name. I don't know who it is anyway. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, well, back to you guys. I got people live here. I don't want to keep you waiting because I'm answering something. So 68 people, 138, that's a little bit better. So Donald Trump posted on Truth Social last night. Should I even go to the frickin' G20 summit. Well, I think G20 is a complete waste of time, folks, but that's just me. That's just me. I mean, honestly, the G20 is a joke. I mean, you can't have all these people in the G20. I mean, it's ridiculous. The bigger a group is, the harder it is to manage, and this is the bottom line here. So I'm going to get to the real Donald Trump. Okay, find him from yesterday. Where's this tweet from yesterday? How could we be expected to go to South Africa for the very important G20 meeting when land confiscation and genocide is the primary topic of conversation? They're taking land of white farmers, then killing them and their families. Media refuses to report on this. The United States has held back all contributions to South Africa. Is this where we want to be for the G20? I don't think so, with an exclamation point. Wow, calling out South Africa left and right. You're welcome, Dre. It's my pleasure. Yeah, this is Trump he's well, you know, every month it's like clockwork, man. Now he did a February 7th executive order, March 7th Truth Social Post, April 8th Truth Social Post. Yeah, no, Mario, he is not an idiot. He's a very smart guy. This guy's playing four-dimensional chess with Jean-Luc Picard, while Malema and the ANC are playing checkers with Barney Fife. Citizens rest, citizens rest, citizens rest. Barney Fife, yep. Unbelievable. So, how you all doing out there, folks? Hey, Keith Alderson, what's going on, man? Hunting for the stream for a while. Well, I didn't have it scheduled. I didn't know if I'd be able to do this. I found a quiet place in a lounge as I'm traveling. And yeah, so I was able to find a place to do this. I wasn't sure I'd be able to do it. Deep-rooted problems. How there itself. Here, what's this? PE, USA missionary. Yes, Stephen, we know we covered that story. We've talked about it. It is a topic, a big conversation here in the United States. I can tell you that. I've been in touch with people who are in touch with people. In other words, not just your average Joe here. So my efforts have been garnering attention. And then I've gotten attention back here in the States now. So, yeah, so people are contacting me now. There's no mention of Ransom Chronic unless that's an update. Yeah, Lame is playing tic-tac-toe. Never mind checkers. That's a good point. Yeah, he is really out of his element here and thinks he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't. He doesn't. 213 people here on a Saturday. All right, Blue Bulls fans, you talked a lot of smack, but the EPCR is over. The Bulls have choked. They lost to Edinburgh. Although it was a close game, 38-24, or 34-28, excuse me, 34-28. I don't know if it's a close game, but that's the final score. Yeah, checkers is too complicated for Julius Malema. Well, the Hawks should be investigating it. I'll tell you what, they ought to get on top of this right away. That's the last thing South Africa needs right now is Americans being kidnapped, particularly a pastor who lives there and has done nothing but good things. I don't know, Mario, were they robbed? I didn't see it. Unfortunately, I had to miss the game. I haven't forgot the video of him discharging a weapon. In fact, my video from last night mentions him discharging that weapon. Absolutely does. Talks about that last night. Yeah, missionary pastor. Yeah, no, this is bringing exactly, you know, what's really scary about, the refereeing, I didn't know who called it. What's really scary about this is that they went to the church, they grabbed his wife, and they called her out, we've got your wife by name. And they said, we know, and they wanted him by name, and they took him. So, wow, there's clearly, these people knew who they were going after. When you have the big dogs, you have to be able to lift your leg high. Yeah, well, he can't lift his leg that high. Malema has really screwed the pooch here, literally. He will find himself, he's definitely been rasuled, that's for sure. He's been rasuled. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's rough. No, they came into the church during church services. He's been there for 7 years. They said they grabbed his wife and threatened his wife by name. They said, we've got her. I forget what her name is. Then they grabbed him. I leave here. I seen with my husband on a laptop. No idea what you're saying. Hey, Sue Sykes. How's it going there? CB, welcome back. Mario. Yeah, so the refereeing was bad, Mario. I'm sorry I couldn't call the game, but since they lost, that I'm not heartbroken. But yeah, so the Bulls are out. No teams left in the EPCR, so we're done. Last week was a one-off, I guess, and now we move on back to the URC, and the Bulls and the Stormers and the Sharks got to get their act together and go the rest of the way. I'll check the highlights when I get a chance, but I'm on the road, Mario, so I can only do so much on the road. I'm also not private in a public space. I found a relatively quiet public space, so, but it's not entirely quiet, so. Who kidnapped who? Oh, Alpha, you missed that. A pastor, American pastor who has a mission in South Africa was kidnapped in Port Elizabeth. in one of the townships where he's been preaching at for a long time. I'm trying to find that story out here now where it's at. It's not showing up here. Bulls needed 5 more minutes to win, says disappointed Jake White. Well, Floyd Chimamba defends Jacobson's legacy at birthday. Maybe you say so. Maybe you say so. Ooh, the Cape Town Jazz Festival drops a game changer. What's that all about? Let's check that out real quick. I'm trying to get to the South African news and find that kidnapping here. I had his name, but I don't have it handy now. Boy, that drops off the radar very quickly. I guess because he's a white American, they dropped that. That was a story briefly. Now it's just gone. It's not even showing up here. Seriously? Wow. He's not even showing up in the, not even once in the news here. Let me try kidnap. Or pastor. Yes, T-O-R. Do a search for pastor. See if that comes up. Oh, my caps lock it on. Okay. Nope. Wow. It's completely buried. Let's try News 24. Wow. That's unbelievable, folks. Okay, pastor for rape. And no. Are they covering the story up? It's not even here. No way. Kidnapped. Let's see if that shows up. Oh, there it is. They demand the ransom. There it is. Okay. Oh, because they have demanded a ransom. Thank you. It's not even IOL, so. A ransom demand has been made for U.S. missionary. Josh Sullivan from Maryville, Tennessee is still missing. A group man kidnapped him. 34-year-old, missing for 2 days now after his abduction. Well, it's on Google. What do you mean it's on Google? Everything's on Google. Where's it on Google? That doesn't help me. I mean, Google News? It's on the Google News site? Is that what you're talking about? Trump was threatened in Pennsylvania. That's news to me. Where'd you hear that at? I'm not covering that story. I didn't see that one. More things are brought to life, the more angry certain groups are getting. Yeah, well, they're being exposed for the hypocrites, frauds, racists, bigots, and thieves that they are. It's really scary, isn't it? Well, if you're one of them, if you're a good, honest, moral person, it doesn't bother you. It's good to see things being exposed. You're welcome, Tins. Reg Dog back. Hello, Reg. Colonel, what is U.S. policy in these cases of U.S. citizens in danger of the country? Well, we don't pay ransom officially. We don't give in to terrorists or kidnappers. That's our official policy. But having said that, administrations have broken the rules in the past. Biden administration did it. Who else did it? Bush did it, I think, back in the day. He broke the rules. So, not supposed to, but these things are negotiable. But we do send Delta and SEAL teams in. A few years ago, I covered the story about a SEAL team that went after an American that was kidnapped in Niger and then taken cross-border in Nigeria. We coordinated with Nigerian Special Forces. SEAL team went in and they extracted the American, no casualties, Nigerian or American, and got him out of there. So I remember that story. It was a huge, huge story. I mean, well, huge story for me, but not most people didn't cover it. So we will do that on occasion. This is a sticky wicket here with South Africa with all that's going on. Don't really know what's going to happen. So we have an ambassador designate who still hasn't gone through his confirmation hearings, Brent Blazell. He actually is not too far physically from where I'm at right now, coincidentally. And sending the Marines. Well, the Marines don't do this. The Marines do evacuations, and they do lodgements, and they secure beachheads, but they do not do kidnappings. Nope, that's Special Forces guys do that. Yeah. Okay, Times Live, but I haven't logged into Times Live. Like I said, it's my laptop. I haven't been using it for these things, so I've got some logins I got to do in there. So I think the rest of the world, what's the EFF are doing? Well, it's not just the EFF. The EFF is just the face of it. You know, it's not the EFF that's out grabbing land in Seshego or in East London or where's the other place at? Also Northwest. It's not the EFF. They're telling people to do it, but they're not the ones actually doing it because they're cowards. See, that's they sing in the thousands, shoot the boar, kill the boar, but the way they do it is they show up in the dark of night with wire cutters and cell phone jammers, body armor, and bludgeon instruments, and then they rape and murder, dismember, torture families on farms because they're cowards. But when 464 boars show up against 20,000, you see what happens there. So, yeah, why is the NC reprimanded MP? Um, no. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, RJ. The ANC can't reprimand anyone because no one from the African National Congress went on that trip to Israel. That was the African Christian Democratic Party, the Patriotic Alliance, and the DA members who went. And according to the parties, they went in their personal capacity, not in official capacity, so they can't be reprimanded. I mean, it's perfectly legal to travel to Israel. Are you telling me that the ANC is trying to reprimand them? Well, the ANC doesn't have any control over that. 14 members on family fought. There you go. Wow, that's amazing, Alpha. Hey, Darty, what's going on? I haven't heard this new song about Juju. I need to go on to Sono and make a few new songs. Send the B21. The camera's not on a laptop right now. This is my mobile. I have my laptop sitting adjacent. That's why I see my head keep turning. I'm looking at the chat on the laptop because it's bigger than it is on the screen here. So yeah, I'm still broadcasting off my mobile, but I'm reading the chat and also the news off of my laptop. So I don't know how good the camera is on the laptop. Probably pretty good though. Not as good as the phone though. The phone is amazing. Namaste, relaxing positive energy. Namaste. Well, they can condemn all they want. It doesn't mean anything. It's a free country, in theory, anyway. Oh, thank you, Fabian. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, I don't think the ANC actually want an American to be dismembered or killed in a kidnapping. That's going to be, it would be the first American killed in South Africa. Killed and sent to colonial prisons during the Second World War. Gee, the crickets. Well, that's not good. Clipping dog tails? Huh? You dog grooming? What's going on there? Rentia, what's going on? I really appreciate you for the support and care. Much respect, okay? Amanda Delport, is she here? I missed that. Condemned is a better word. Yeah, they may have condemned it. They may have complained about it, but they have no authority to take any action. There's nothing that prevents a member of parliament from traveling to a foreign country. Now here in America, you can't travel to North Korea. You can't travel to Iran without getting scrutiny, especially if you're in the army. Soon do bribe rookies. No bribe rookies today, folks. No, the Cape is not going to be an American state. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, folks. Oh, you're very welcome, Gavin. It's my pleasure. Utopia's here. Killed an invasion of Cyprus. So I warned fellow South Africans what can happen if things go bad. Yeah, well, it's always the civilians that have never fought in combat, never suffered in war, that they're always the ones screaming for bloodshed and calling for people to go to arms. The war is horrific, folks. Having experienced it 5 times, I can tell you it's not something you want to sign up for. We do it because it's our responsibility, it's our job. The mission comes first. That's selfless service. Very few humans can manage to do selfless service. Most people are self-interested. I mean, we all are. I mean, I'm self-interested, but not when it comes to that. So, hi, Chris. No Afrikaans News SB1 again tonight. Okay, so it wasn't a one-off. It wasn't a mistake. So they lied to you once again. Yeah. Well, if I had time, I'd make a video on that. Yikes. Anyway, let me check on something here because I'm getting information in on WhatsApp. A very important situation that might unfold today, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Well, somebody sent me a song. Boy, I got a lot of message here all of a sudden. I'm looking for, the message I'm looking for is buried down here now. No, okay, so nothing came in. All right, interesting. Anyway. Oh, SAB3. Well, they push it down to a lower network, huh? Well, yeah, but the thing about war is a legitimate form of political discourse. It's an unfortunate form of political discourse and one you want to avoid at all costs, but it is legitimate. There's nothing illegitimate about war. The conduct of war can be illegitimate, can be immoral, but war itself is not illegitimate. Last week they slaughtered 5 cows on a farm in the bushes. The meat was on the trees to dry. What's this? 5 wieners lying on the sauce. Jeez. Yeah, it's just animals and thieves, yeah. And there's no response. No one's going to do anything about it, so. Yeah, the Orioles are playing today at 4:05. So it might be rain. Who's this? Gideon, welcome to you. You're drinking whiskey. All right. Of course, you're 6 hours ahead, so I suppose it's okay to drink whiskey. It's afternoon here. What am I saying? No, there's nothing fun about war. Nope. Just watched Flags of Our Fathers last night. Brilliant. Oh, it is. It is. That's one of Clint Eastwood's classics. He did a great job in that. Flags of Our Fathers. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Good stuff. Please check your email. Well, I can't do that at the moment. Wicked One, I'm not sure what link you sent. Maybe I did, but I found the posting, and I did a video on it, which is just going bonkers right now. The video I posted in the middle of the night, what, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think I posted, currently has, let me reload this and get the current figure. That video has been viewed 155,000 times, and it's running at a rate of about 8,500 views per hour at the moment. So if things hold up, another, so it's 7 o'clock, 3 more hours. Well, it won't set a record, but 24, they get close to setting a record for one day. Yeah, so it's just going like crazy. It's picking up pace too, so hopefully it'll keep picking up pace, but we're running out of daylight in South Africa, so that's where most people will be watching it from. It's got 2,400 comments, but it's interesting to see the hate wankers come on here and diss it. They're like, oh, you said this, that, and that. I never said any such thing in the video. You said, no, they didn't even watch it. They just see the title and they go run off in the mouth. Meanwhile, my other video about the ANC being a 20% party is not doing nearly as well. That one's been up for 2 hours, and it's only at 5,500 views. Clearly, people want to hear about Juju and his comments, which is fine. You got to anticipate what people want. Good evening, Conrad and Heinrich Schoenemann. Howdy, Colonel. I gave a super chat this morning. Just wanted to know if you received it. Baptist people have never experienced war, have no clue how traumatic it is. Did my tour in the mid-'80s in Namibia. No, I'm with you, Heinrich. Thank you for that 350 rand super chat. Entire weekend ANC Caters was out and about in a small town, Northern Cape, celebrating something. Oh, really? Yeah, Malema wants to fight, but he's a coward, so the fight won't go anywhere. Heinrich, let me look and see if, did you post that on a video, or how did you super chat me? Let me see if I can find that super chat. Okay, Heinrich. I got the one last night. Yeah, it says, thank you for a great show, 350, and then you just did another 350. Thank you for that, Heinrich. And PA Bull gave 1,000 last night. That was pretty cool. Thank you for that. Let me take a look at the analytics. We slowed down for a few days, but this video has picked things back up again. Yeah, let's see, we're down to just 79,000 views one day, but now all of a sudden we had 20,000 views earlier this morning. Then we had 25,000 3 o'clock in the morning. 1 hour, 25,000 because of that video. And it's been pretty steady since then. Yeah, so it's climbing back up there. Good to see. All right. So let's go and check here. It's not easy without a mouse. I'm doing this with the touchpad. I'm not really a big fan of touchpads for the mouse. Never have liked the touchpad. Anyway, now he'll send his 30%ers to the fighting for him. So the kidnapping. Now they want a ransom. Multidisciplinary task force consisting of various specialized police units was activated. Currently following all possible leads. Wow, it's crazy. So Helen Zilla pledges DA's commitment to people's best interest after a meeting with the African National Congress. Is the ANC getting the DA to bend the knee? They've engaged in constructive, respectful, and frank talks to address tensions sparked by the move to not support the budget. DA's Federal Council Chairperson Helen Zilla confirmed 2 parties had met in Joburg. DA is committed to finding solutions. Freedom Vote Plus also voted against the increase in VAT. A meeting with UDM President Holomisa took place on Thursday. So really no one's coming out of this. The ANC spokesperson said the meeting was collegial. They're trying to build. Here's what's going on. The ANC has been told that you better get your crap together because we are not going to tolerate this disunity in the government national unity. This is the business community talking to them. So, yeah, they're being told to get their act together. That's the bottom line. There's a TV on in front of me, and they've got a bra commercial. Honey Love Bras. That was interesting. Anyway, so 700 people here currently, folks. Hit the like button if you don't mind. 327 likes. Yeah, they're going to find out friends and family only on exponential level very soon. Yep. Yes, Gideon, it is a ticking time bomb. Just want to listen in on this, the background making, what's that? No comments, okay. Is Candace here? Hi, Candace. Miranda's here. Why are the rest of G20 not boycott coming? I have no idea. There's a long time. The G20 summit's not until what, October, November? So we got a long time before that summit. Lots of things can happen between now and then. So lots of things can happen between now and then. Spidey sense that MK is going to start crap. Well, they might. Fabian, what about on Telegram? What are you getting at? Where am I? Virginia. On my way to another location. This is my project this weekend. I told you I had a project going on. So I released a video at noon. Hopefully people watch it. Some people watch it, not a whole lot. Yeah, but some people don't watch it. Rob Post doesn't care what anyone says. They want a revolutionary racial war. No, China and Iran will not back them. They will not back them. Oh yeah, it's a K-Way shirt. K-Way. It's a South African shirt, yep. Well, he could declare those as terrorist organizations, but I don't think it's likely. China, both. I wouldn't care about the bill. The bill is not the issue you want. You want Trump's program to get started. He doesn't need a bill. Doesn't need a bill in Congress to make it happen. Paul van Noordvik says, wow, I know Noordvik. I've been there. Katwijk and Noordvik in the Netherlands. Yep. People like you who get the word out are crucial. Okay. Stefan says, didn't have time to watch it. Okay, fair enough. Green suits me. Well, green used to be my favorite color, but after spending 36 and a half years in the Army, green is no longer my favorite color. You wear green all the time, you get a little bit tired of it. So purple became my favorite color some time ago. So Hendo's putting a link in the Telegram group. If you want to get updates, you can join the Telegram group. It's free. Yes, I've been in Namibia several times, Ian. I've been to Swakopmund. I've been to Walfish Bay. I've been to, of course, Windhoek. And coming in from Botswana, I've also been on the land route from there. So, yeah. Yeah, I've been to Namibia. I've never been to Etosha, which is one place I'd like to go. So, yeah. But now Namibia wants me to pay a fee to come to Namibia. They want me to have a visa, so probably won't be having me come there. Okay, wait, it's okay, but nowhere near 511. Well, 511 Tactical is American. It's also outrageously priced. A pair of slacks is $89. That's ridiculous. I'm not paying $89 for a pair of slacks. No, I'm not Bill Gates. My peak is about $50, and that's overpriced. Oh, for West Virginia is a beautiful place. Still no internet. Oh, damn, Tracy.
Good weekend. Take care.
A little hoot cope from the bush. Take down the most powerful man in the world. Get your popcorn ready. Exactly. Business also involved for Zuma's forced outing, but there's a huge hypocrisy in the business. Oh, yeah, I didn't say the business was right. May I ask, has there been any insider trading from the Democrats with American stocks that went down? There's lots of insider trading. How do you think Nancy Pelosi got so wealthy? But nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Yes, Namibia is a lovely place, and it's thinly populated, as it should be. Yep. Okay, Army's out there. Huh. Jason Aldean has a new video out. Remember that song, Try That in a Small Town? That was pretty good. Okay, let me get rid of this. What's going on? We got a name changer here, not to be missed. It's that time of year for Africa's grandest gathering, Cape Town International Jazz Festival. Mother City's buzzing. Okay. Okay, well, they keep going on about how it's fully black going. Who gives a flip? Okay, this is clickbait. It doesn't even tell me who the person is that's coming. Yeah, hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything but a moment of your time. 430 likes, 692 people here. Brianna Watt, what's going on with you? Life is older than trees, younger than the mountains, rolling like a breeze on a tree road. J.J. Talliard, what do you think the CIA will do? CIA won't do anything. CIA is an intelligence organization. That's not up to them. The FBI, that's a different story. Pensions off 2 sets last year. Yeah, no, it's a good point, Yell Tapper. I didn't see if the tariffs on electronic goods were halted. I haven't checked that, so that's news to me. Guys, I mean, there's so many things happening. It's hard to keep up on the news, even as a journalist. You know, it happens left and right. It's difficult to get a scoop because there's so many scoops to get. Chris's passport's gathering dust. Mine isn't. Well, it has. I haven't done anywhere in a year. FBI, Secret Service, yep. Nathan, not a whole lot. Thanks for joining. Well, the nuclear arrangement between South Africa and China is going to draw more attention to South Africa that they're not going to really want scrutiny for the United States, but they will get more scrutiny. On the surface, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, China's nuclear power. It's not like they need South African nuclear. I don't know why there's a deal with the Chinese, but Iran's a different story, though. Yeah, Khalil lost his court case. He'll be soon on a jet plane. Don't know when he'll be back again. Probably never. Very quiet about nuclear. Yeah, they are. They are. Because they're guilty. They're guilty as sin. That's why they're quiet about it. They denied it briefly, but they tried out Riley Lamola to deny it. Hummus from Texas, 70 Rand Super Chat. Thank you for that, brother. Bye-bye, donkey. Yeah, the less Juju knows, the better. Exactly. The arms shop today, the owner said whites are selling firearms like crazy. Why would white folks be selling firearms? Twinetta Maxed. Why would white folks in South Africa be selling firearms? That doesn't make any sense. I have no idea what Julius is up to. He's not the brightest tool in the, or sharpest tool in the woodshed. That's for darn sure. Well, that makes sense. Why is my chat not up here? My chat is not updating. Oh, it froze. Oh, YouTube, once again. They got a serious problem with crashing these tabs. It doesn't matter which browser I use. It's been going on for some time. And it's not just me. It's everybody around the world it's happening to. There's something going on. Like, why am I not getting a chat over here? Because it's crashed. The tab crashed. There's something that browsers just don't like. And there's many people here want. Oh, I'm not underestimating Paul. I'm not underestimating. I get a good feel for how many want to go. Oh, thank you, Joyce. God, I appreciate that. Yeah, Francois, no. I mean, no one's that stupid to sell their firearms before there's even a program. I mean, are Afrikaners that dumb? I don't think they are. I mean, I've met a lot of Afrikaners. I don't think they're stupid. So, I mean, that'd be pretty stupid to sell your firearms when there's not even a program. Why would you do that? It's hard enough to get a firearm in South Africa. Why would you do that? And cannabis. Well, I don't really care too much about cannabis there, Sean or Stian. No, I don't like Bill Maher. Bill Maher is an evil, nasty troll who suddenly got religion, but that doesn't excuse his behavior for 20 years. He divided this country for 20 years, and he's a reprehensible piece of filth. So, it's like Fetterman. So what, Fetterman finally grew a brain? Doesn't make up for the stuff he did before. So there's 2.7% white Afrikaans people left. About 2.4 million. I don't know what your percentage there is. Okay. You're welcome, Paula. Poking the bear wildly. Yeah, they're definitely poking the bear. Sorry. My hip is killing me. NDK, 40 Rand, thank you for that super chat. When we hear some more news regarding it. Geraldine, I mean, I don't know. I don't work for President Trump. I don't know when it's going to happen. I can tell you that I could have written this program already. I could have already implemented it. So that's what I can tell you. New York Times claims that it'll be mid-April that there'll be an announcement. They have got someone that's illegally sharing information with the Department of State, so they may very well have the correct information. I don't know. So that's the information we have to go off of, and I guess we can stick with that for now. Selling your firearms like selling your paddle before the canoe gets to the dock. Right, that's why that's fake news. I'm not buying that for even a second. Philip Smith, thank you for your membership. Yeah, no, I'm not buying that. That sounds like a troll comment. People popping in here just trying to start nonsense. Yeah, Malema is definitely a Mampara of note. Not a fan of Bill Maher either, but I did enjoy his documentary. I haven't seen that. What's your opinion on Alex Jones' theories? Look, I'm not an Alex Jones fan. I've watched him a couple of times. His gravelly voice is quite grating. It annoys very quickly. But he has made predictions that have come true long in advance, but then so have I. But then I was in the intelligence community, so I couldn't share it with anybody. Americana's ex last night and the night before, a lady from Americana said she has a gut feeling that it could be about a month before the program. Well, I'm glad she has a gut feeling, but what does that mean? What does she know? She doesn't know any more than I do. Doesn't know any more than the person sitting in this room with me knows. Nobody knows. Probably the Trump administration doesn't know. So we can have gut feelings all day. That's not really going to answer the mail. That's why I'm not making projections. Why is it Cyril can't rein him in? Because he doesn't want to rein him in. You have to understand the purpose of Joyce Malema and the EFF is the violent arm of the ANC. They're just the disaffected ANC Youth League and bum-hurt ANC members who have delusions of grandeur who left the ANC. So it's just the armed wing of the ANC, that's all it is. When they go out and they throw petrol bombs at clicks locations and they burn fields and burn down farms, they're just being the violent arm of the ANC. So the ANC gets plausible denial, but they're just part of the ANC. They're an extension of the ANC. Yes, I've heard a lot about gunshots. Northern Cape March. They can protest all they want. Irania is a private corporation. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, you said the same thing yourself. That's right. Foxy chick. Okay, Tony. I have to keep that in mind. I'm selling my firearms. We'll give it to a gun shop to keep for me, and when I get my Social Security number, I will report my firearms to us. Yes, ANC did create Malema, but they're responsible for him. And they should take ownership of him, yep. Oh, you like the haircut? Okay, thank you. Yes, I was going to get another one, but I ran out of time. New Dawn Daycare DeLong in the Free State. Okay. Cool. Beekeeping industry is historic and disastrous bee loss. That sucks. That sucks. All right, so what else do I have here in the news? U.S. is meeting with Iran today to discuss nuclear, and it's not going to be a good conversation for the Iranians because it's not a negotiation. It's a list of demands. If they don't comply, then they're screwed. They're screwed. Yep. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so tired. Yes, Mr. Great White Shark says, I work harder for South Africa than the actual politicians here. Well, that's true. That's true. I certainly put more effort into it than most of them, that's for darn sure. Chances of Iran getting bombed soon? Pretty good. If they get close to a nuclear weapon, Israel will spank them hard. Yeah, exactly, Pedro. You're going to take care of your family, so why would you get rid of firearms? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I think the G20 should go away. G7 is all we need. This G20 is a joke. Russia, China, South Africa. South Africa's not even an economy, man. I mean, Walmart is bigger than South Africa. Not really. Not really. It's nice filming in here. I have no idea, Tina Miller, whether the USA would support a separate independent Western cable. I suspect they would, but they wouldn't do anything to make it come to fruition. Paintball gun. G20, Chris, do you think it'll continue? No, I think G20 is a joke. It's a ridiculous joke. It's a pathetic joke. G20 needs to go away. G7. I mean, look, the more people you bring into a group, the harder it is to reach consensus. and the less centered you are on your common core needs and desires and goals. That's why the UN is a useless cafe clutch. It doesn't accomplish anything except, prove to be a foil for developed nations. That's all the G20 is. Oh, there'll be no drone strike in Malaya. The United States is not going to attack South Africa. That's not going to happen. Yeah, yawning is contagious. It is a fascinating physiological aspect to it. No idea what's going on here. Anti-EFF exhibit characteristics of belief in line with those. Well, yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. Certainly EFF does. Good evening to you, R. James. No, I never said I was taking a break, Jag Wolf. I said I'm doing a project. I'm doing a project that involves me traveling. So I'm at an airport now. And it was quiet in here, but it's going south at the moment, so I don't know how much longer I can do a broadcast. Bloemfontein. Well, Gideon, I don't know that you'll be going to Texas. Michael Dawson, hello to you. Daredevil, what's going on? Thank you, J Wolf. We still hear you loud and clear. Okay, good. I'm glad, guys. See, this phone is amazing. It does a really great job. I've used it for interviews. I plug in the microphones, and sometimes it's unnecessary. It sounds better without the additional microphones on it. So that's my point, Charles. Well, I'm not going to comment on the origin of the people who did it. I'll just leave it at that. Okay? Just leave it at that. I'm not going to indulge in stereotypes because if it's a stereotype, 100% exactly which one would expect. Certain groups of people are too lazy to pick their feet up when they walk. Certain people have no consideration for others when they enter a room, and it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. And that culture is playing out right now in real time. Need a brain transplant for Juju. Okay, well, that's a good idea. Dylan Ware says, thank you for all that you do and the effort you put in. I started watching since the executive order, but it's more than that. It's steady facts. Well, I do. And it's it's not just facts, it's analysis, it's predictions. It's, it's, what the hell? It's a crazy looking video up here. Craig, Douglas, you're very welcome. It's vital to be well informed as possible. Let me just look and see if anything's popped here real quick. Man, it was so pleasant in here. Got about 40 minutes of pleasantness and it all went sideways. Okay, hang on. All right. Well, the discussions are taking place in Oman, not in the Emirates. Okay. Trump's border surge. I don't see any breaking news related to any of the issues we're concerned about here. SpaceX did launch its Star Shield for the National Reconnaissance Office on a Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Air Force Base. So that's going to be that's a military satellite. Okay, let's see. Yeah, go back here again. I'm getting better at this. I don't like using the touchpad, but I'm doing better at it. Okay. Ja, plötzlich ist es leise hier. Ich kann mich selbst jetzt hören. Yeah, what else not? Oh, that's special. 3 loaded firearms intercepted at Dulles Airport within 5 days. Okay, what the hell's going on at Dulles Airport? Trump's retribution sends a chilling message to dissenters. So CNN's trying to make you feel bad for people who've been deported. Trump's White House is threatening message for anyone who might be perceived to disagree with the president. Don't or else. That's nonsense. Yeah, this is all. So universities struggling to balance free speech. Research grants are frozen. They're not struggling to balance free speech. They're allowing the persecution of Jews, and that's why they lost the money. This is just a lie. Typical CNN. to lawful immigrants who led campus protests will deport you. Well, they incited violence. And you can't be a guest in this country if you're inciting violence. What a piece of claptrap this is. What a bunch of claptrap. But that is CNN. What do you expect from them? How's EF wants to buy Iranian? How does that work? I've not heard about EF wanting to buy Iranian. Not going to happen. No one will sell Iranian. Private. You're making an assumption. It's simply not true. That it isn't borne out by events here. Let me see if I can't do a poll. Okay, I've already started a poll. Okay. Okay. All right, I put a poll up for interested refugee program. It's your chance to answer the question now. Okay, polls up. Make it happen. Skinwalker Range. Local for the Colonel. New interest in nuclear powers. People talking about creating a reopening 3 Mile Island. No, Light Rain. 3 Mile Island is going to be reopened. The reactor number 2, because of Microsoft has got a data facility there. They're building a data center in Harrisburg, and so they're reactivating reactor number 2 at a cost of $2 billion last time I checked, and only for Microsoft. So it won't be for us. So we take the risk of being irradiated when 3 Mile Island melts down from Microsoft's data centers. Another reason to hate Microsoft, the Antichrist. Yeah, they can't. Well, they can't even build a primary school. How are they going to buy Iranian? Your niece Dolores gave a 21 grand super chat. Thank you for that. Mr. Cadu, interviews have already started. Preliminary interviews have started. Well, this was a good idea when I sat down here, so. Little League baseball games, yeah. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Can't give you an estimate. There's no estimate to give. New York Times has leaked information from the State Department, which, if it's true, means mid-April we'll have an announcement. If it's an announcement, they'll probably tell us when. Neil Kogover says, I probably can't wait for the refugee program to start so I can get some rest. Yeah, no, Microsoft is responsible for that. So the company that owns 3 Mile Island agreed with Microsoft to work a plan out. But the thing is, they want to come to the state of Pennsylvania for a loan and or a grant to reactivate the power plant. Screw you. Let Microsoft pay for that. If Microsoft is going to be the only consumer of 3 Mile Island's reactor number 2, then let Microsoft pay for it. We should have to pay for that as Pennsylvanians. We're not getting any benefit from it. It's not like it's creating 10,000 jobs. Well, the world is not buying that, Pedro. Linux and Unix have been around forever, and no one's doing it. That look you gave them for Juju. Yeah. What happened here? Erica, what's going on there? Manus Venter. Hey, Manus. Let me ask you a question here. Just a real question here. Do you frequently latch onto your penis on a Saturday evening, or is it unusual behavior for you tonight, Dad? Because when you are disrespectful and rude like that, people know that you're just a nasty troll who's got their left or right hand squarely gripped around your penis. My recommendation to you is release that grip, because eventually you cut the blood flow off from your real head, the one that does the thinking, and keeps you from writing cock like you've just written there. So Manus Venter, who wrote that crap, you can foot sec. You can take it on the arches. You can piss off. You can fuck off. You weren't welcome here. No one asked you to come here. Go somewhere else, you little hate wanker. Go hang out with your friends, you little leftist Afrikaans friends, or if you're a fake black supremacist with a fake username, you can fuck off. Yeah, and that door, feel free to let it hit you in the ass on the way out. That'll teach you a little lesson there. Yeah. Fucking trolls, I swear. You pathetic losers, man. You got to come here on a Saturday. Can't find anything else to do? Just, I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you, man. It's pathetic. All the residents of Iran you need to do is show up in the tens. Show up in the tens and they'll run away. Look at all the school things. Every time the EFF tries to start some cock at a school, a dozen boers show up, hundreds of EFF, and they run away like little biatches. Mensch, die sind laut, diese Leute. Ich muss immer noch hören. $500 township, significant portion identified. Yep. You love Afrikaans. JJ, maar ik praat niet Afrikaans niet. You're welcome, Yvette. I wish I had more of an update for you on some of the programs people are interested in, but there's nothing out there right now, so just make the most of it. Just make the most of it. So 876 people currently here. Good to see you all on a Saturday, folks. Didn't expect to see this many people show up on a Saturday, especially since I'm on the road. On the road again. Can't wait to get on the road again. If ever bullies. Yeah, they're bullies, but they're typical bullies. They're cowards. When you stand up to bully, they usually shrink. Informal sector. How would one go about mentioning this when asked about one's employment history? What do you mean? I don't understand your question. Are you trying to tell me that you were employed in the informal sector? You just tell them what you did. I don't understand your question. But South Africa doesn't have much of an informal sector. West Africa, most of the economy is informal. So by comparison, it's very small. By comparison to the U.S., it's very large. It's very small compared to West Africa. Well, Wayne, everybody does have a bum. Yeah. Exactly. 50 board against 1,000 EFF. It's an unfair advantage. Peaky Booba, no caps. Only Hendo gets all caps here. If you put all caps in, you'll be blocked. Your message will be removed. Respectfully ask you not to use caps. Travel with Eddie says, Germans bang on. I really love your content. You're an Afrikaner. Watching you from Makopong. I wanted to ask if you think God is... What is this God is doing? What? What is God doing? Oh, come on. Stupid chat. Splitting the continent of Africa because nobody in Africa can play nice. I don't think that's the case. For an American, you're the way you speak Afrikaans is really good. Well, that's very kind of you. Very kind of you. So sorry that you have to be confronted by these short-sighted Afrikaners without even saying more about it. No worries. Thank you, Margaret. Okay. You got paid for 6 months. It's a roof worker. It doesn't matter if you got paid cash. Just tell people what your job. But why do you care? Well, your job doesn't matter. Okay. So this is your first shortcoming here. Okay. So who is this? It's asking this question. CDKTC. Are you interested in the refugee program? No one cares what your job history is. It's irrelevant. It's not germane. Es ist ja total egal. Es macht nichts, überhaupt nicht, gar nichts. Es interessiert man überhaupt nicht, was sie vom Beruf sind. Das ist uns egal. Ja. Ça ne marche pas. Il n'y a aucune raison pour savoir votre occupation. Parce que le programme de Refugee, ça c'est pour les gens qui sont en danger, au risque de vivre. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with your occupation. Doesn't matter if you're a nuclear physicist or you dig sewage out of a pit. No one cares. You don't get refugee status. If you want to immigrate to America, your job matters. Your wealth matters. Your qualifications matter. If you want to be a refugee to come to America, it doesn't matter. 92 or 2 years old, doesn't matter. Gay, straight, trans, we don't give a flip. Brown, black, blue, white, yellow, green, doesn't matter. Christian, Muslim, Jew, who gives a flying flip? If your life is in jeopardy, that's why you get to come here as a refugee. All right? So no one cares about your job, so I'm not sure what that's an issue for. Oh, there's a super chat I missed. So I'm missing some stuff here. Hans Fisser says, South African Defense Force, Army Intelligence, Angola War veteran, U.S. citizen, I appreciate work. Here to look for ways to help. All right, well, Hans Fisser, thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you for that. Hans, reach out to me, send me an email, and if and when this program gets going and people are looking for help, some people may be looking to do something on this end. All right. Okay. So, but that's still a ways off right now. All right, so since my moderators aren't taking care of trolls, I just did it. Information about Gitmo and some orders that were given by what I think could be white hats in the previous administration. I understand what you're getting at, Tion. Guantanamo Bay is leased into perpetuity. We're supposed to pay, I think, $2,000 a year or something like that. And we write the check every year, and the communists in Cuba never cash it. So we got all the checks. They've never been cashed. They were for a while. Cuba made one mistake in 1 year. They actually cashed the check. But we used to pay them, like, I think it was $300 in gold originally is what the cost was or something like that. But Guantanamo Bay is leased into perpetuity from a Cuban government over a century ago. We have a naval base there with good reason, it turns out. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's been used for lots of things, including detainees. Good God. Yeah, tell them to cock it, French and German. Ineptus mechanicus. I speak 6 languages to varying degrees of proficiency. 3 fluently, native fluency, and others varying levels of proficiency. I used to be fluent in 5 of those 6 languages, but I don't have the practice or the time to keep up on it. So, okay, you make a good point about the law bias. Just a polite request only. Shout with caps for the odd emphasis. Okay. Pendo. Nice to get to the name 3 dots and use block if there's a troll. It helps. Okay. Intelligence school. What's that? I don't know what that means. Somerset East. I've never been there, Lynette Prince Lou. Well, Jay, one of the 6 is Afrikaans. I mean, ik praat niet Afrikaans nie, maar ik verstaan. I can read Afrikaans and understand it. So, when you talk cock over here in the chat, you got to be careful. People think they can say shit and I don't know what they're saying. And even if I didn't speak Afrikaans, all you got to do is copy and paste in Google, and you get the correct answer. Well, thank you, Renty. I appreciate that. Anyway. Looks like a lot of new people have showed up today. I'm guessing it's because of the video that I published earlier. People discovering the channel for the first time. Thank you for being here. Awe Masakina. Way die Afrikaans. Wait, Topi says. Okay. What's the sanctions path? Rock for my rustic. Love your work, Chris. Und bei danke für Antwort. It's my pleasure, Tian. I don't catch all the chat. Ken says, I wish I could establish when you're streaming. Well, Ken, I stream religiously at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. South Africa time every day. You know that. Just that I've been doing consulting this past week, and now I'm on a project. I'm traveling. I'm on the road. So got it a little bit late for this one. Future plans to work a while, start a business, help in building economy. Don't want to go to pension ever. Yeah, Anton. I mean, I could sit at home and do nothing. I could be pensioned. I mean, I'm not legal pension age, but I'm Army pension age, so I get an Army retirement check. But I'm not old enough to be an actual retiree. So, but I mean, I could retire. I don't have to do anything. Lots of new names. Welcome. Yeah, there are a lot of new names in the chat. Welcome all of you. Herzlich willkommen bei uns. Unsere Sendung heute kommt aus Virginia und ich bin der Oberst, Chris Wyatt. Und ich hoffe, dass alle in guter Laune sind. Ich persönlich finde ich mich in ziemlich guter Laune. Aber es ist ja ärgerlich, diese laute Leute daneben. Das geht mir langsam auf den Nerven. Diese Araber. Anyway, a lot of new people and just as much. Yeah, we have a lot of new trolls too. Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me. That's my favorite line from that song. Undress me everywhere. Come on, Barbie. Let's go, party. Can we please engage on my email sent to you? Jacques. Well, Jacques, what are your emails about, and where did you send them? To the All About Africa email address? Okay, look, I'm going to address one thing very quickly about the emails. You mentioned emails, so it's not about you, but come on, what's going on here? I can't get the chat to go back up. Please go through the Colonel's many videos that address most of the questions people have. He's worked very hard to put together for you. Yeah, also Substack. Can one of my mods put the Substack link if there's anyone here for the Refugee program? You can go watch all the videos. There's 23 videos on there now. How serious U.S. government, especially... okay, you start a sentence and then you put a bracket there and you never finish the bracket, so I'm confused. Jinx Gaming. How serious is the U.S. government, especially President Trump? Oh, that's supposed to be President Trump. Taking all the back chat he received from South African politicians, Malema. Well, Trump is very serious. I don't know what to tell you as far as the Malema, but Malema's got himself in some deep trouble here. Malema is in some serious trouble. Juju's got a mouth. He's writing checks he can't cash. He's writing checks he can't cash. Support the Star Spangled Banner says Henny Bannica, okay? The Shock Sean Fun Sale, okay? Okay, pray President Trump, okay. Lorenzo retired, a South African Army major from Cape Town. Watch your channel today. Good work. Thank you, Lorenzo. All right, cool beans. All right, pretty sure it's currently streaming a sunrise stream. No, Keith, I won't be doing that tonight because I'll be on the road. So that's an 11:30 stream for me right now. So I won't be doing that at 11:30 tonight because I'll be on the road. So. Nico says, I've been sharing your channel to my 190,000 Instagram page and I've been getting a lot of ups. Really? Well, Nico, that's nice. I don't know how it's translated here, but it'd be nice if it translated more viewers here. Yeah, I have Instagram, but I don't do much on it. I'm an early adopter of technology, got pretty much everything under the sun. I do want to check in on that video. So we're almost at 75,000 viewers here. So let me just check on this video from earlier and see where it's at now. So 155, oh gosh, that's loud. 155, whoa, go back. 155 last time I checked. Let me check on it again. Currently at, oh come on YouTube. Now it's acting not nice. YouTube. 161, 162. Okay, that's cool. Still, it's picked up. It's 8,600 views per hour now. That's good. Okay. Looks like the place is filling up here. So. Okay. Yeah, the other one not doing so well. People don't care about the ANC. That Juju one's really getting a lot of views though. CCS, welcome to you. Well, what are they doing? It's a lounge, and it was just me in here. Now the place is filled up. I guess flights have come in, so it's getting kind of noisy in here. So I'm not sure much longer I can go. No, President Trump cannot do another term. He will serve his 2 terms. The only potential loophole around that is if he ran as a vice president. The 22nd Amendment doesn't really make accommodation for that because the Constitution requires the vice president to succeed the president should the president become incapacitated or leave office. So if he became the vice president, there's a legal argument that he become president again, but that's not going to happen. The president's limited 2 terms. Danny says, can I put on uniform? No, I can't. I'm on the road. Shawnee, what's going on? Cool Pisang says, would you consider interviewing Bonsai Shongwei? He's a bold South African thinker of strong views on African leadership. I have no idea who he is. Send me a note, cool, and I'll see. Okay? Both emails are details very sensitive. Okay, thank you, Jacques. Yeah, I want to give a nice color green there. Thank you. It's a K-Way shirt. K-Way. There you go. See? All right. Juju out so fast he won't even know what hit him exactly. No, the likes are at 785, Martin. You got to refresh your browser or your app. So YouTube it's got another. They've got all kinds of problems. I don't know if it's coding or what's going on, but one of the problems they have now is that the likes aren't getting updated. So it's actually currently at 784 likes, and almost 6,000 people have tuned into the program thus far. Please cock mamas out. You should have more of these live chats and maybe more focused ones. Avril, what the hell are you talking about? I broadcast more than most people on the planet. I do 2 live broadcasts every day, usually for an hour and a half minimum. I spent 9 hours covering the elections live in 2020 before I became a judge of elections, and I'm a judge of elections now. I spent 18 hours running the elections on election day. They came home and broadcast for 6 hours. I worked for 24 hours straight. So, I mean, I'm not sure which somebody should do more lives. I do lives all the time, breaking stories. I covered Senegal 1, Senegal 2, Brockenfell, the Chinese and Sputnik jab, EFF protests in Pretoria, the Phoenix protests, Brockenfell, the Vitkois Monument, the Bikers Rally. I mean, I cover events all the time, the March on Parliament. I do live streams all the time. Plus, I do rugby on my Rugby Ascendant program, where I do live play-by-play and color commentary of URC games. I used to do 7s, but I nixed that because they've ruined 7s. Springboks test matches, Curry Cup, all kinds of things. So I do tons of live streams. So I'm not really sure what you're getting at. I think you're just arriving for the first time and don't know anything about me. To refresh the stream and see everything updated. Yeah, that's so. Asmarie Kruger. That's a YouTube thing. It's they've gotten kind of messy. What can Trump do to Malaymut? Well, he can put him on a no-fly list. They can gray list him. They can keep him from having bank accounts. They can issue a bench warrant for his arrest. And we have extradition treaties with most countries in the world. Should he go abroad, he'll be arrested and extradited to the United States, face criminal charges for threatening the life of the President of the United States. Lots of things can be done to Julius Malaymut. Lots of things. Make life very uncomfortable for him. Legacy conversations. Someone mentioned that before. I watch your shows, but I like these interactive ones. Well, that's what the night show is. That's why I started the night show. I do 11:30 every night, East Coast time. It used to be 11 o'clock, but daylight savings forced me to split it. So that really is just a chat. It's not so much the news. Yeah, likes are working for a change. For some, it just sits there until the tab crashes. Yeah, must be working for you then. Jacques-Jean Foncel. Okay. Yeah, I've got 826 likes over here. 1 new member, and a little bit of super chat revenue. 819 people currently watching the live stream. So, anyway, folks, if you're a Bulls fan, you got to be disappointed. Somebody said earlier that they were robbed. I don't know if they're robbed. I didn't get to watch the game because I was traveling. It's in the air when the game was going on. But apparently they lost 32 to 28 or 34-28, something like that. So, shame. You know, I've lived all over the world, in 16 foreign countries, in multiple cultures. I've been a minority in most of those countries, and some things that are just universally rude culturally. It's consistently the same. Yeah, it's amazing. You can take people out of a location, but you can't take the culture out of people. If it's in South Africa, unless something changes out there, I don't think that Trump's going to attend the G20. Do I invest in South Africa? No, I do not. I do not invest in South Africa. I do not invest in South Africa. It's not a safe bet. Most of your stocks are no longer listed in South Africa anyway. They're listed in London or New York. So, yeah, it's not a safe bet. Greek citizen left for the Netherlands. Lucky I had dual citizenship. The racism there was terrible. Worked the bank and hand out racist pamphlets about whites. Jeez, Nico, I didn't know that. Just saw this ABC News. Floyd Shivambu. Yeah, no, he's Floyd Shivambu is busy licking the boots of Jacob Zuma now. So, Andre says, "Hey, Uncle Chris, can you please help me? I would like to move to USA. What do we need to get things started?" Thanks for good shows. Well, Andre, you have to, watch out for when the program's announced, the refugee program, if that's what you're talking about. It's currently not in existence. My recommendation is to send an email to the U.S. Embassy. If one of my moderators could put the email address on there, tell them you're interested in the program. If you want, leave a few facts about how you've been discriminated against or abused as a racial minority, and give them your contact information. And they should get in touch with you at some point. But until a program's announced, there's not really much you can do. You know what I'm saying? Not much you can do. Oh yeah, they're when Trump strikes, they're going to be very, very sorry. Very, very sorry. Well, that's because there's no such thing as hate speech. There's hateful speech. There's no such thing as hate speech. Hate speech is what somebody defines it as. There's no such thing. So look, as far as what Malema says, that's not hate speech. That's inciting violence. That's a call to violence. That's a criminal act. So I'll have you as your great debt of gratitude. Thank you for your candid approach. We'd like to send you by email. Well, there's the email address on here. One of the mods will put it up there. Ronell just put the embassy address up if you're interested in the U.S. Refugee Program when it comes available. Write to them now. Tell them you're interested. Flood their inbox. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people appreciate what I do for South Africa, but I've received constant death threats. My life has been threatened repeatedly by cowards who wouldn't have the courage to say that to my face. So, you know, that's the reward you get for being an honest person who treats everybody the same. Yeah, so, I mean, I get this nonsense, these idiots. I mean, here I am promoting the color community, and some idiot running around calling me a white supremacist. You know, I tell you what, that's very bad being a white supremacist when you're promoting colored South Africans. You know, it's just kind of runs contrary to the whole ethos of being a white supremacist, you know. But that's stupid. People say stupid things, and bigots are bigots the world over. It's small-minded people. So that's just the reality of life, folks. You just have to deal with that. When you're a leader, these are the things that happen. You're not always going to be popular, but you do the right thing, do what's right, moral and just every time. You can go to bed, sleep well at night. Do I have to write my whole story in my letter? No, you don't have to write anything in your letter, Melinda. I'm just saying, you know, it wouldn't hurt to tell them a few things, you know. They're not going to read the whole thing. I mean, think about this. You get 30,000 emails from people that are interested in the program that doesn't exist. You're going to sit around and read everything from 30,000 people? You know, keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple. That'd be my recommendation. But the U.S. Embassy and the State Department have done a piss poor job informing South Africans about what to expect. So all we have is that email address. And yeah, look, there's more happening today. Unfortunately, I can't disclose it because it's not, I can't, so I'll have to tell you about it when I can release the information. But I have been put in touch with somebody very powerful, very influential, and that's all I can say. And so, you know, for the trolls who come on here, you don't have to believe me, but my audience knows I only tell the truth. So when I can disclose who it is and what it's all about, I will, but that might be some weeks from now, so we'll see. Anyway, and, unfortunately, I could have had a meeting with that person today, but it looks like it's not going to pan out. Well, actually, Gavin, we are paying for the airfare for Julius Malema to take the first Starship mission to Mars. So we're going to pay for that. We've already done a Back-A-Buddy program, GoFundMe. We raised money to pay for Julius Malema's transport to Mars. Oh no, Jag. Well, if you have no idea, I've been threatened repeatedly. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, work visa could take forever coming to the U.S. It's not easy to get here. Yeah, the news of the abducted U.S. pastor is that there's actually a ransom demand, which we were concerned about. There wasn't one. Now there is a ransom demand that's actually encouraging, because when they broke into the church and they grabbed his wife and said, we called her name out, we've got her. I forget what her name was. I want to say Jocelyn or something like that. We've got Jocelyn. You better come with us. And then they took him. That's very disturbing. So we thought maybe it was a personal grudge or beef, but now there's a ransom demand. That's actually encouraging from my point of view. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But now they're just snatching Americans off the streets of South Africa. This is not going to float well with the administration. So hope or dismay. Well, it doesn't affect you one way or the other, folks. It does affect me. So it isn't hope or dismay for you. It's access for me. It's access to the corridors of power for me. So yeah. Juju wants to be the first person to land on the sun. Within the next 10 days, we'll get a huge update regarding the refugee program. Well, we'll see. All right, we'll hold you to that. Trump is on another level that's never been seen before in all of his ways. Well, Reagan was like this. Daniel Princeton. Okay, I just want to say thank you for your continued interest in South Africa and for your service both in uniform and through your voice. Well, it's my pleasure. It's what I've done my entire life, 36 and a half years in the Army. You do the right thing every time. Try to make the world a better place, right? Yep, gotcha. Goodness me, we don't want Julie something. You're welcome, Kim. Who's Nibs and who's forgotten it? Oh, I'm on Top Chat. No wonder I can't see some of these comments. I didn't realize on Top Chat. Like I said, I haven't used this browser. Okay, Onyx. So we got 825 votes. Okay. Erica Olafia, thank you for the 35 Rand super chat. I do appreciate that. Yeah, misinformation is not it's definitely over time. That's one reason why I put so much time right now to keep the truth coming. Client was held captive in Kailicha for 9 months. 20 million. Good God. That's crazy. I'm not seeing this Nibs person, but Nibs, yeah, of course I cover Indians in South Africa. I cover everybody. Karu Churu has been on my channel. Karu Churu gave me a tour of Chatsworth. I get attacked by black supremacists in South Africa saying, why don't you cover other things? I do. I've been to Kailicha. How many of these people that are attacking me have been to Kailicha? I've been to Shushenguve. How many of these people attacking me have been to Shushenguve? I've been to Hillbrow. How many of them been there? None of them. Alexandria, none of them. I've actually been all these places. Great personal risk. So, you know, there's just a bunch of bigots. It's the world's full of them. It's sad. The good news is most people are just decent people. But yeah, no, I've had Karu Churu on my channel, and I've filmed going around Chatsworth with him. And I also, during the 2020 municipal election, interviewed a small Indian party based in eThekwini. Interviewed 3 of their people running for office. Yeah. And actually have a small number of Indians who watch this program. Also, a number of Indians ran for the UIM in Pretoria. I interviewed them as well during the 2020 municipal elections. Where does my information come from? Neil Smith. Well, you don't have to believe anything I say, Neil Smith. Where's my information come from? I tell you always where information comes from. When I chastise the news, I tell you the news articles. I give you the names of the authors who write this garbage. And then when I talk about like the executive order, I tell you where to find the executive order. I tell you where the Immigration and Nationality Act is at from 1980. Where the Constitution is. I read right from the Constitution. I read right from the Declaration of Independence. You know, it's not rocket science. But my analysis comes from my brain. That's me. So can you believe me? That's your decision. I didn't ask you to come here. I'm not asking you to leave. You don't like the content? You can find some other content. There's plenty of content out there. If you like the content, then hang around. And we'll find that my predictions are better than most, and they're accurate most of the time, and they're objective. Yep. And I don't just cover South Africa, I cover all of Africa. I cover the rest of the world too, but big focus on Africa. And for those who don't know, I mean, I've lived in Tunisia, Liberia, Botswana, Malawi, Niger, Mauritania, Uganda, and Ethiopia. Yep. I've run HIV programs, tuberculosis programs, built schools and clinics. I've hunted terrorists. I've trained African militaries to respect the rule of law. I was an instructor at the G5 Sahel Defense College, où on parlait en français, toujours, chaque jour quotidien, les cours sont en français. And I'm a graduate of l'École d'État-Major in Tunis, published author at Stellenbosch University, the Army War College, in Popular Press. I write for the Daily Friend. I speak 6 languages, multiple degrees. Reply to my email to address to send us arms to the game for we need. I am not sending anybody any arms. I have nothing to do with that, Teresa. What are you looking? Are you trying to start something here? Nope. Nope. Chris doesn't have to help us, so he doesn't have reason. Yeah. Well, look, I mean, you can watch the program. You don't have to watch the program. Go back and check my videos and see how accurate they've been. But what I will ask people is don't hear what you want to hear. Hear what's said. You know, that's a frequent problem. People hear 2 or 3 words and don't listen to the entire argument, then they make false claims. Hey, Stephen, how's it going? corn pop. You're welcome, Gideon. Sorry, it's getting a bit chippy in here. I'm a tad late, attended the 50th birthday. Well, Charmaine, I hope it's good lunch. It's not enough money for a car. Can you get a loan for a car as a refugee? Well, Vid Striker, you're going to have a problem. That's a good question. I haven't taken any refugee questions today, so let me address that. When you come to America as a refugee, you're not going to have a credit history, unless you're from the UK, but you wouldn't be a refugee from there. Our systems are linked to the UK and here. But if you come to the US from somewhere else, you're not going to have a credit history, so you're going to start at zero. Your credit rating is going to be nothing. So you have to build a credit rating. Usually Arctic is here, but he's probably flying right now, and he's immigrated to America, and he has experienced this. So one quick way to get a credit rating, of course, is when you rent, is you're going to have to pay your utilities. Make sure you pay your utilities on time every month and consistently, and then that'll build a credit rating pretty quickly. Plus, go get a prepaid credit card from Walmart, American Express, or Visa, more likely, a prepaid card, and then same with a prepaid phone, and then you pay it off, and that actually goes toward a credit history, which sounds crazy, but it's true. So within a number of months, you'll establish a credit history. The higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate will be, and the easier it is to get credit. So I have a very high credit score because I've been a very responsible adult for 50 years. So anyway, we got more trolls coming in here. Oh, that wasn't a troll. I don't know why you got deleted there, Rat Blocks. You can bring your pets, but you have to pay for it. I took my cats to Botswana, and unfortunately I have to go through South Africa to do that. It cost me $5,800 to take 2 cats to Botswana. $5,800. And it cost me $2,800 to bring them back. So people have researched how much it costs. It's not cheap. Save money for a car then if I'm here. Lots of peacocks in Hanzi District, Botswana. Get American Express cards out now. It's the only credit card I was able to transfer to USA. Yeah, you can usually do that because American Express is the company, whereas the Visa is a logo and each individual bank issues the cards. So it's very different. You can become a moderator. I'll scrap the troll comments and negative comments, questions immediately. Don't need them on the show. Well, these people are desperate to ruin things for everyone else. You might subscribe. Well, you are subscribed, Corn Pop, or you wouldn't be able to chat. You can't chat on my stream unless you're going to subscribe for 20 minutes. Bribe rookies. Yeah, I know. The bribe rookies earworm has been stuck in my head for the last 24 hours. It's driving me nuts. RJ, you can bring your stuffed animals if you can carry them. Open that packed, ready to take refugee. Bribe rookies, man. Mensch, das Kind geht mir langsam auf den Nerven. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me see. There's the Bribe Rookie song. I like when she had the guy from the Netherlands who tried to mock her. That was so funny.
Hey, Bookie, bring me flesh.
Pak 'n flesie in jou meisie vir 'n braai. En sê jou vroutjie sy moet onder van die saai. Pas op vir elke hoek en draai. Van die braaibroodjie.
Braaibroekies. Ziana Simon. Braaibroekies. No, that's been an earworm stuck in my ear for 48 hours now. No onions, no onions, no onions. Nope, nope, nope. Spoken word says the grass isn't always green on the other side. Spoken like a true coward. True coward. Pioneers forged the way. Whether it's settling the vast plains of Russia, settling the Midwest America, taking the Great Trek north, or even making the first step from Europe to Southern Africa. Pioneers don't shy before a challenge. My ancestors settled Virginia in 1621. Nearly wiped out by the Powhatan Indians until my 17th grade uncle, Sir Francis Wyatt, organized a militia and defeated the Powhatans and defeated them as a power. Never again. True pioneers forge a new way in the face of adversity and certain peril. Why does somebody come in here and say something like that? What are you, just some little hate wanker that thinks that this is a broadcast about refugees? It's not. It's not what this broadcast is about. You're in the wrong place. You need to find a new home. Really do. You need to find a new home. Yeah, on the 3 little radials on the right hand side, if my mods have block control, you can block anybody so you don't see their channel. Yeah, Hillbrow's pretty nasty now. All reality show. I want to know what's wrong with black folks. Nothing wrong with black folks. What are you talking about? Nothing wrong with black folks at all. Why would you think there is? Something wrong with Joe's Millennium and the EFF, but not black folks. Nothing wrong with black folks. That sounds like bigotry to me, and we don't care for bigotry here. So if you're just going to categorize everyone by the behavior of one group of people, that's not cool. I think you're in the wrong place as well. We're attracting a lot of fools today, aren't we? Well, Shane Short, ask your question. Trump slowly just dropped the tariffs on mobile phones. No, Theodorus, he hasn't folded. It's all part of the plan. Relax. President spelled wrong. It sure is. Thank you for that. That's actually useful. I typed it up on a mobile, so it's a typo. President. Okay. Thank you for that. Now it's spelled correctly. Well, hey, if it's spelled wrong, we got 8,000 people watching. So maybe we'll put more spelling errors in here. Your ego is writing checks your body can't cash. It was a clever clip I remember hearing as a child. Yeah, well, I think it was in Top Gun, yep. No, I don't have the goat. Look, it's a fucking goat. No, baby, it's just a goat. No, it's a fucking goat. But the Afrikaner Act will pass. What is everybody putting all their hope in this Afrikaner Act? It has nothing to do with anything. You don't need that. You just need the president to promulgate his program. The Department of State needs to get off their backside and get it done. It's already in the law. The Immigration Nationality Act of 1980 allows for all this. So it just needs to be done, that's all. New to your channel, find it very informative. The question was asked for, I'm sorry, but what kind of housing available for refugees? Okay, Annalise, there are no camps. That's lies told you by hate wankers in South Africa and fake press. First off, some things are simply implausible. You'll be put in FEMA camps. FEMA is a federal emergency management agency. They're not even competent enough to handle tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes in America. They struggle with that. They have nothing to do with immigration, nothing to do with the refugee program, nothing. I mean, the previous administration was bringing illegal aliens into the country and putting them in hotels in New York. Do you honestly think that the United States government is going to invite refugees to come to this country and then put them in tents? Now, that's not a question direct to you. It's a question direct to the general audience. They're not going to put them in tents. That's ridiculous. They're not going to put you in. There are no camps. You're being fed information by liars. Show me a camp in this country where refugees are. This isn't China. This isn't Chad. This isn't South Sudan or Uganda or Kenya. There are no camps for refugees here. This is a final destination for refugees. What kind of housing? Well, it depends where you go. Most likely you'll wind up renting someplace, somewhere. You'll get assistance for the rent. Watch my videos. You'll find about all the programs. The United States spends $2.7 billion per year for a refugee program. And every year we take in 30 to 150,000 refugees. This is the most generous country on the planet. Do you know we naturalize 800,000 people every year consistently? We let 800,000 foreigners join our team every year and hand out passports to them. The rest of the world doesn't even approach half that total. So the lies and distortions you hear about America, you got to stop listening to them, okay? There are no camps. The program is set up. We have over 300 NGOs around the country that receive money from the federal government to host refugees when they come in. You'll deal with the PRM, or Population Resettlement and Migration Office from the Department of State. That bureau will get you in here through Homeland Security. They will decide where you go. You could ask to go someplace if you already have an existing job here because you had the job from over there. If you have relatives here, if there's a preference, you can ask. If there's an absorptive capacity, they will put you there. But you're not chained. You don't like you're going to get Tucson. They put a big ankle bracelet on you. You can't leave Tucson. Go where the hell you want to go, as long as you adhere to the law and meet your requirements. And within 12 months, you must apply for a permanent residency green card. Otherwise, you'd be sent back. Because if you don't apply for permanent residency, then clearly your life was in jeopardy and you came here as a fraud. So that's how it works. Okay, does that answer your question? I hope that answers your question. And besides, I mean, Afrikaners love tents, man. They think they're going camping. Yes, the evil Americans. So we took 162,000 Afghans in 3 weeks. It's insane. Well beyond the cap for that year. The entire global cap was 150,000. We took 162,000 in 3 weeks because of what Biden did. I love those bohemian tents. Exactly. Afrikaners love camping. If someone could post by Substack, it has all the 23 videos that are relevant on the refugee program. Excuse me, my hip is really messed up. Old army injury, very painful right now. If you could post that, you'll find 23 videos that address who's eligible, generally speaking, not for this program, but generally under the law, background checks, vetting, and then financial things available, plus a whole bunch of things rubbishing the myths and lies that have been spread about this program. So check it out. All right. We've been guessing at home where we'll place as refugees. Fun discussion. Elmarie, well, that's interesting, but yeah, it's your guess is as good as mine. But what you want to make sure you do is, if they offer you a place in the States, tell them you don't want to go to Wyoming, okay? You don't want to go to Wyoming. I don't need all you white South Africans going to Wyoming. I'm going to Wyoming. I don't need you there. Wyoming is not for you. These are not the droids you're looking for, okay? We don't need to overpopulate Wyoming. It's the least populated state in the country. And Pennsylvania's getting a little too many people for me, so I had to move. Fort Worth, Texas. That's all right. Yeah, Wyoming is full, Charles. That's right. It's full. There's no room. No room at the end. You have to stay out in the manger. Flash Gordon, you don't pay duties or fees when you come into the country, whether you're a tourist or you're a person moving here. If, however, you ship a container over here with goods, also goods, at your own expense, then yeah, you're going to pay duties on that. No, they're not the Marie. They're not the ones you're looking for. Montana. No, you want New Jersey. New Jersey. Go to the Garden State. Or South Carolina. It's the Palmetto State. Jinx, you're not going to go to Alaska initially. If you look at the annual mission of refugees, Hawaii gets 0 refugees. It's simply ridiculously expensive, and you can't succeed there. We're not going to put refugees where they're going to fail. Alaska is too expensive. It's too far remote. You can move there on your own if you want, but you're not going to be sent there. Of course a green card exists. What do you mean it doesn't exist? Foreign nationals have to have a green card if they stay here long within the visa. Permanent residency. I stay near Harrisburg. Wasn't my plan. I planned to live in Asham, Chiemgau, or in New Zealand. But the COVID scam revealed the authoritarian fascist nature of the German and New Zealand governments, and so I changed those plans. Okay. New York is going to be tough. Well, New York is expensive, man. Very expensive. Yeah, I don't smoke, but a pack of cigarettes is like $24 in New York or something like that. It's crazy. Well, the Amish travel by horseback in Pennsylvania. Arkansas has one of the lowest literacy rates in the country. Arkansas, Mississippi. You can read into that what you want. Seattle, no, FG Telecoms. Seattle is a rainforest. You don't have any rainforest in South Africa. We have beehives all over the country. Well, normally, most people can only earn U.S. citizenship and immigrate here within 7 to 10 years. However, but refugees who come over can apply within 5 years. 5-year mark, you can apply for citizenship. Maybe you can't read, Dylan. What's going on? Jules, 35 rand super chat, said she sent Substack. Thank you very much. Okay. Seattle's full of zombie drug addicts. Sounds like LA. With possibly to US before program starts, so we can have some money. Yeah, Geraldine, if you know how to do that. I don't know how to tell you how to do that. So. Mohammed Reza Mullah has been a refugee before. Interesting. What interesting. Mohammed Reza Mullah. Wow. Some serious mixing going on there. Yeah, there's always ghost towns. You know, towns spring up for mining. The mines dry up, people leave. In Iowa, it's because of depopulation. Lots of small towns are dying there. Old virtual Western Cape. I know who Durban is. I started calling it Durban 3 years ago. Yeah, it's not a holiday. It's a refugee program. Exactly. Minimum wage in America is $7.50 an hour. Some states it's $15 an hour. That's the federal minimum wage. Ohio's lovely, Alex. I was an Ohio resident from 1978 until 2019. 88, 98, 2008, 2018. 41 years I was an Ohio resident. Didn't live there, but I was a resident. Where would my dream place be? The White House. Yep, the White House. Hey, Faith. How you doing today, Faith? You feeling any better? Shane Short says, thanks for your objective and honest views. You're welcome, Shane. It's my pleasure. Thank you for your 70 rand super chat and for your subscription. I do appreciate that. If you like Pittsburgh, it doesn't do anything for me. I've been to Pittsburgh many times. It's not my kind of town. No, probably got the march. Let me take a look here at what's going on with that video I did. So it was doing really well earlier. It was 161 last time I looked. 167,000, and yeah, let's see how we're doing last hour. Last 60 minutes, 8,900 last 60 minutes. Things are going, might set the record for video in one day. Well, it's the largest one-day viewing already, but it might be the all-time. My all-time best video now is 184,000, so we're within striking distance of that. Wow, cool beans. On this channel, the original channel had a video that was larger. Yeah, so, all right. What did Faith say? Oh yeah, that video I did last night is at 167,000 views. Nice answer to the White House. Yeah, you like that one. It's an honor that Mr. Trump is offering the KK. Which states have the most friendly people? Americans are just friendly, period. There are trade schools everywhere. Yeah, our firearm selection is amazing. There's 450 million firearms in America, at least. Jacobus, welcome to you. Can anyone be settled with the Amish? No. Where are you going to settle? You can settle near them. Can bunk with Trump? Not quite. Paul von Nordvik says, sitting in Centurion without power for the 8th straight day at the substation, burned down due to cable theft. There you go. There you go. But nothing's going on inside that, folks. It's perfectly fine. Trump's just wrong, right? Thanks, suffering with a hairline fracture after bad fall. Gosh, Faith. My goodness. Man, when it rains, it pours for you. Jeez, I was hoping you'd feel better from the other thing. The 22nd from Irania. Well, it won't be me. West Virginia's lovely. West Virginia's Irania without the tech. The Amish. Okay. Clear skies. Vid Striker, not everyone can have the opportunity to go to America, so I believe we get a chance, we'll make it somewhere. Every once in a while, encouraging the books nest. No idea what that is. Kim Curtis Bice. Is it Bice or Bryce? Thank you for your membership. Excuse me. You see, what's this? It's far more advanced voting system in the USA. Register in your district with ID. Can't vote in my other district. No ID. You say that, Amanda, but I revealed how the IEC stole a seat in Northwest and Zaros from the Forum for Democrats. So, but see, of course you have a more advanced system. We don't have an election system. See, you're not getting it. There's no national election system in America. It does not exist. So of course you have a more advanced system. We don't have one. Our elections are carried out by state under state law. So. DD Toro gave a 350 Rand super chat. Thank you for that, DD. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Kids play freely outdoors. Yeah, I know. Melanie, I leave my door open. I left my keys in the door. Leave my car unlocked. Nothing happens, thank God. Of course, I lived in places where you can't do that, but here in America, but most places you can live like that. Yeah, Centurion's really got downhill. Now, El Salvador doesn't have the potential to replace China. China has 1.5 billion people. You're never going to replace them. Hoopman gave £3 super chat. Thank you for that. Sedgefield's here. Is there an age restriction to become a police reserve? I'm sure there is an age restriction, but I know that Don Bolduc, retired Brigadier General Special Forces, who had 12 tours in Afghanistan, a friend of mine ran for the Senate. In New Hampshire. He became a police reserve officer in his 60s, but you still got to do the same physical fitness a 20-year-old's got to do. So, yeah. Okay, we've looked into the U.S. threats landscape, discovered abnormalities in segregation, domestic terrorism, which is, oh dear God. So you're a troll. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's a lie. So, thanks for playing along there, Mohammed. I had a feeling you were a bullshitter. So you give people enough time, they reveal themselves, they show their backside. Schwann Electricity Division and CP go down the road from me and been blessed with their load shedding. Interesting. There's Nibs. I haven't seen Nibs before. I looked at the Cairo Chiro video. Which one? When I interviewed him or when we were in Chatsworth? Gemini, you don't need any money to. It's first off. Well, you need money for immigration, but this isn't immigration. You're talking the wrong place. I don't help people with immigration. I'm not an immigration consultant or lawyer. I don't help people with refugee. I just tell them the facts. This is a refugee program that they're talking about. So if you want to participate in a refugee program and you meet the standards, it costs nothing. You don't need a penny. It doesn't matter what your age is. It's free of charge. We do it out of the goodness of our heart, taxpayers. Oh, the one about the loony, okay. Oh, Gareth, you should have watched my video, which is just soaring. It's up to almost 170,000 views. President Trump put a montage of Malema running his mouth together, and it was pretty enlightening. And people, of course, don't have the time to bother watching it, commenting on it, saying nasty things, of course, but that's because they don't actually take the time. Didn't know you had boots on the ground in South Africa. What do you mean boots on the ground, Nibs? You didn't know that I've been to South Africa? I've been to South Africa 500 times. I used to live in Botswana. In Botswana. Yeah, so, yeah. I've been to South Africa many times. Yeah, I don't know when Trump's attorney general is going to announce charges, but she says she's all over it. We'll see. We will see. Hopefully she is all over it. Daryl says, thanks for all you do. I'm sure one day we'll all have to look back and reflect how your info became the backbone of all seeking info. Well, I hope so. There's a link to one of my videos with Karu Charo, yeah. Ron Lombard, welcome to you. I've also interviewed Karu Charo recently about his new political party. Yeah. Animal rescue. Well, Carol, they cost a lot of money. A lot of money. I suspect there'll be some abandoned pets. So if people do take a refugee offer, someone should get ready to collect abandoned pets. Yeah, the new mayor of Action SA loves to do publicity stunts for Shwane. Trump's not going to be impeached. What are you talking about? Thoughts on the U.S. missionary? Well, we covered it several times in this stream earlier. It's a 2-hour stream. And I also covered it last night in the news. So, thoughts is it's not a good development. Yacht would always need rest. Always need rest. I'm not holding any bras. Yes, we did. Thank you for the warm welcome. Try to read what you guys are writing here. It's coming in kind of strange. Jelly Rider, hello. No, Rentio, there's no guarantee they'll place them in Texas just because they have family there. You can ask. You can ask. If they're able to do it, they do it. But you'll go where they send you. I don't know about that, Gemini. Yep, Dylan screws are tiny. So let's see how the poll's doing. Let's see. There's the Substack. I suggest everyone subscribe to my Substack. 1,250 votes. Wow, still going strong on that poll. 77%. Vote for South African Party? No. Don't think about that. What is an AC aircraft carrier? Imagine getting caught in the withering gaze of disapproving colonel and not immediately freezing place. Comments are moving so fast, can't read, and it's gone. Yes, though we can switch to live to top chat. It'll slow it down. Most Americans do know about the program welcoming. Yeah, that's true. Anna Breitenbach, I hope to shake your hand one day. All right, well, you never know. Post-grad in law and lots of qualifications. Doesn't matter, Kim Curtis. Nobody gives a flip. Nobody cares. You can send it to them, but it's not going to make a lick of difference in whether you get refugee status or not. Nope, Gareth, it's not for the farmers. All you have to do is read the executive order. First off, the program doesn't exist. The president's directed it be created. 2 months ago he directed it, and we're still waiting. But the executive order says nothing about farmers. That's a lie spread by malicious actors in South Africa and by fake media like the New York Times. Read the executive order. It doesn't say farmer once. It also doesn't say white. So in theory, it could be anyone that can identify as an Afrikaner regardless of their skin pigmentation. We'll see how it plays out, but that's how the order's written, or the executive order's written. What happens if Trump's not president anymore? We get sent back? No, you wouldn't get sent back, Liz. I've covered this 10,000 times. You would only get sent back if the reason for your refugee status had been ameliorated. But I'll tell you that refugees never go back. That's why I don't want them. They never go back. They never go back. Even people coming under special status never go back. A handful of people go back, but Liberians came here 35 years ago on a 3-year special provision allowing them to stay here to escape the conflict. 35 years ago. Almost every one of them is still here, still alive. They won't go back. And they lobby Congress to get us to spend money in Liberia, and we spend tens of millions of dollars in Liberia, pissing it down the drain. And the Liberians who have the money and the resources won't go home to Liberia, but they expect us to pay for it. Trust me, I know. I'm very tight with the Liberian community. Yep. I have friends, I can send money over to them, keep it when I'm ready. Adele, that's an idea if you trust people. It's a risk. Liz says, entire family watches you. We're very grateful. Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for being here. Okay, I hope USA doesn't drop us, cancel the order. Kim, again, your experience means nothing. Okay, I've said this half a dozen times in the stream. Okay, I feel like Chris Tucker. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Okay? Don't nobody understand the words coming out of your mouth, Chan. Anyway, listen to me. Listen very carefully. I'm going to get close to the screen. Refugee program has no bearing on your occupation, your skills, your postgraduate degrees, your wealth, your sex, your gender, your ethnicity, your faith do not matter unless it's a qualifying factor for refugee status. It does not matter. We do not care whether you're disabled, whether you're able, whether you're 92 or you're 2 years old, whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, black, white, blue, green, yellow, it does not matter. If you qualify for a refugee program, regardless of whether you're a Rohingya in Myanmar, a Uyghur in China, or a Afrikaner in South Africa, then you will come to America based on your status, not your qualifications. No one cares. Is that clear? I hope so. You all need to go watch the videos in the Substack. Start with my 14 most frequently asked questions. Yeah. Antje Conradi says, sassy Colonel. You want sassy? I can give you sassy. I can give you some jalapeno. You want some jalapeno? No, your refugee status can't be taken away from you if you're critical of the U.S. government. If, however, if you incite violence, yes, you can be taken away. You commit a crime, you can be taken away. Absolutely. You must adhere to the rule of law. You're a guest in the country. You are a guest in the country. You must adhere to laws, mores, and norms. Faith. Oops. I got disconnected. Look at that. Yep, it's just a little blip here on this end, but it was disconnected for a second there. Those refugees multiply and harm the culture of host populations if they don't share. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Like Rockman. Charles, it does seem to be lost on people. They keep regarding it like it's not immigration. You're not immigrating to America. Okay? I don't understand why this is so difficult to understand. Maybe because you listen to fake news. Maybe that's why. Love your videos. Thank you for caring about South Africa, keeping us up there. You're welcome, Sonia Lovska. Jock sent the email. Okay, it's in Job Africa. Thank you. Andres Eustace says thousands don't know about it. Possibly. Wayne says the only qualifying requirements have white skin. No. That's fake news too. There's no such statement. The executive order doesn't say anything about being white. Now, it may pan out that way, but you don't know that, and I don't know that. You're making an assumption based on what the media's told you and what you believe, but it's simply not true. And probably also what your definition of Afrikaner is, which is different than mine. But missionary artist my wife doesn't even like. I need to walk my dog these days while I try and use wisdom. You can't live in fear. No, you can't live in fear, Tommy. Thanks. So what can I do to get refugee status as I've been a victim of racial discrimination? Well, when the program is announced, you can apply for it. In the meantime, you can send an email to the U.S. Embassy indicating your interest in it, which we put up. If one of the mods could put up the PRM email address to Pretoria once again, send me an email, tell them you're interested in the program, been a victim of racial discrimination. If you want to detail a couple incidents that you kind of give a flavor of what you've gone through, but don't write a novel. You know, they're not going to read your novel, and they give them contact information so they contact you. When they start doing interviews, they'll contact you. In the meantime, watch this space. Once there's a program announced, we'll cover it. We'll tell you where you got to go, what you got to do. Again, don't even try to move near me. I got crew serve weapons in my front yard. And if I have to put razor wire and walls up to keep you off my lawn, I'll do it. Get off my lawn. You think I want these refugees in my neighborhood? No. Joy Scott, I've updated that story 5 times in this broadcast. 5 times. They want ransom now. That's a good sign. Because before they didn't tell us what was going on. Leslie Hrubla says, thank you for giving us the facts. You're welcome. The victim, various types of crime. Thank you, Chris. We appreciate the wisdom. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. Alan, your surname notwithstanding, it shouldn't be an issue, but we don't know. So they define what not for counters. There's email. Hendo put in. Right to that email address. All right? Copy it, paste it, save it, send an email. Anya says, I'm not going to bribe with you. Well, I bribe in South Africa all the time. Steve Hofmeyer, I bribe with Danny van der Westhuizen, and others. I bribe with farmers in Zeros. Yep. You're welcome, Bizant Osthuizen. Great to razor wire. Insight, soldiers that died of waiting. No, it's not been released. The Army's doing a 15-6 investigation into it right now. They probably drove into a bog and didn't know how to handle it. They probably weren't trained properly, and they got out and were weighed down and laden with their load-bearing equipment, their masks, their all their uniforms, and sunk and probably suffocated. Yep. Is the refugee program really going to happen? Yes, it is going to happen. It's an executive order. It has to happen. Where are you all going without me? Nobody's going anywhere, Gemini. Not yet, anyway. Gareth says, it's crystal clear South Africa's not going to make it. Well, you might be right. My dad's Afrikaans surname, but he passed on. They never got married since I'm 19 years old. Can my mom, who's English, join me? No, your mom has to apply on her own. She has to apply on her own. You both have to apply on your own. Who wants to go back? You can't go back. You can't go back to the country you came from, not until you're a citizen. You can send an email to them. What do you mean you'll keep trying? Keep what? You're going to keep sending emails and piss them off? If you send them an email, you're going to get confirmation that'll be enough, okay? Then just wait for the program to be announced. Yeah, Trump has really probably slowed things down. What will you have to do once all the people in the group clean up the essays, refugees? No more stupid questions. Oh, there'll always be stupid questions. Don't know if you covered this. I just covered it literally 2 minutes ago, Chris. Go back 2 minutes. It's no reason to apologize, Chris. No reason to apologize. But I've answered that question 6 times in this 2 hours. No reason to apologize. You weren't here, so just go back a couple minutes or watch from the beginning. You sent an email, you got no reply. What, from the embassy? Check your spam folder. Check your spam folder. So CSI's got a reply. Go back to South Africa. How is Oscar going to go back to South Africa? Huh? No, he can't go back. Okay, it's Substack. Okay. Alrighty, folks. I'm in Texas. I'm so grateful to be here. Get that child a goat. Yeah, no kidding. No, America won't negotiate with terrorists, not with Trump in office. No, it's not the War College. I'm in Virginia. And that's not Russian or French. It's different, something altogether different. Exactly. If you put your correct email address in, there'll be an automated reply. That's what doesn't make sense. Wanting some viewpoints and waiting on confirmation. Okay, Kim.
What do you want?
Found a job to keep me busy while I wait. Car wash. Well, congratulations, Marissa. Wayne, I'm sorry you've been here. You've been robbed so often. Sorry to hear that, Fluffy. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up. It's 2 hours. That's enough. I've got some travel ahead of me today. So I will not be doing the overnight broadcast tonight, the one at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's 5:30 South African time in Europe. Won't be doing that tonight because I'll be traveling at that hour. So, well, I'll be settling at that hour. So I will be probably back on tomorrow night, okay? You guys take care. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like button before you leave. And thanks for the super chats and the new members. And for all your questions. The trolls, find a new home. You're in the wrong place.